Hi, this is Ron Nutter with another edition of TechBytes with Ron Nutter product reviews. Today we're looking at the OSIPOTO, hopefully I pronounced that right, 17-in-1 automatic stainless steel bread machine, and 3 things you need to know. And there's a lot to this one, so buckle up. If you get value from this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. I'd really appreciate that. I'm a first-time bread machine owner. I've already had to place an additional order with the grocery store to bring out more flour and bread making supplies. I'm having a blast with this. And this is not something I thought I would ever get because it's easy to use. The short story is follow the user's manual and the recipe guide and you will have good bread. And I'll give you some other tips along the way. Thing number one, and I've kind of alluded to this one without saying it, this is perfect for the beginner. This is my first bread machine. And I don't know that I'm going to have a good reason to go get another one. It simply works. Novel concept in today's time, because it seems like a lot of products are made to last only until the end user gets them. I've had one bad batch of bread. Totally my fault. I got distracted in the process. It still was all right, but it wasn't the quality of what the machine normally produces. For example, in the first 3 days that I had it, I made 2 loaves of bread. I just and it's interesting to watch it as it's, after you put all the ingredients in and it kneads the dough and makes the dough ball and you let it proof, or I'm sorry, if you let the dough rise, and it seems like about, well, by the time you start mixing it and making bread, it's about a 4-hour process on average. And it's the longest 4 hours. I want that bread now, and oh, it's so. Anyway, I'm sorry, I digress. Thing number 2, this has 3 different loaf sizes, and this is all addressable from the front panel or top panel, depending how you look at it. You've got 1 pound, 1.5 pound, and 2 pound. For just one person, or if you're experimenting with different recipes, I would go for the 1 pound. That way, if something does go south on you, you haven't invested a lot in supplies. The 1 pound loaf is good for, like I said, or one person rather, and working with new recipe. 1.5 pound is good for 1 to 2 people, and well, you can figure out 2 pounds good for yet other purposes. Thing number 3, the recipe book that's included is good. It gets you started. Now, granted, you'll probably be kind of collecting some other recipes as you go along, and some recipes you may not have any interest in trying. For example, one of the ones that I'm anxious to try, and I'm going to get some more bread making experience under my belt so that I know how to kind of anticipate and troubleshoot some things. I want to do pumpkin bread. Oh, I want to so much, because that's just one of the things from childhood that means a lot to me. But I'm going to get my legs under me, do, white and wheat bread, and then, baby steps. Thing number 4, and this is a bonus, and this is the one thing I may be taking it a little too far, but I store all my bread making supplies in the fridge when I'm not using them. Now, yeast, you kind of have to, because they tell you on the panel, once you've opened this, store it in the fridge. Flour and sugar and anything else I use, now salt probably don't need to, but I'm just trying to err on the side of caution. I want to prolong the lifetime. Now, any of the consumables like the flour and the sugar, I have them in Ziploc bags till I can find something that better suits me. But that way, if I do go for several days without making it, I'm not worried about the timer ticking on my supply lifetime. And when I make a loaf of bread, initially I was immediately cutting it. And boy, you can imagine the steam that came out of those loaves. Well, now I'm letting the loaf cool down, and I actually put it in its own Ziploc bag, and it may be a day or 2 later. What I'm hoping to do is that will further extend the lifetime of the bread, because I'm minimizing exposure to air for the insides of the loaf. But anyway, we shall see. Take a look at this. I've been very happy with it, and I fully expect that you'll have the same results, just baby steps. Take it one step at a time, and then you will have a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.